Today we're unboxing the FreeStyle Libre 2 sensor. This is used to monitor blood sugar on a continuous basis. So let's get down to it and look at the box. So the box has a message that says scan the sensor for glucose readings in 1 second. And then if we look at the left of the box, it says that you can use with a FreeStyle Libre 2 reader or other compatible device. Some information on the side that's not very helpful or informative, manufactured in Alameda, California. And we're going to use the FreeStyle Libre 2 app. On this side, it says we can get the app at the App Store or at Google Play. And of course, visit freestylelibre.com for more information. On the side, it offers some additional information about catalog numbers, etc. So let's open it. There's a manual in here. Let's zoom out a little bit so we can see the whole thing. There's a cartridge and a container of some kind, and that's all that's in the box. So let's get rid of the box. Let's take a look at the pamphlet. Basically recommends that we put that on the back of the arm. Talks about cleaning it first. And then opening the container, and then opening the applicator, then applying the applicator into the container with the device, with the sensor. Pushing it in, pulling it out. Make sure that your phone is connected to a Wi-Fi or other network. And then there's some instructions here on checking compatibility and instructions on sensor codes, etc. To clean the site, they recommend a 70% isopropyl alcohol. And here are the verbal instructions to match the pictures on the right. And here's a cover I plan to use over it to keep my sensor in place. So let's go to the app and download that. And here it is, FreeStyle Libre 2 for the US. And it talks about connecting to a Bluetooth device. So I'm going to go ahead and allow that. And then there are a few screens that pop up. The first thing is to set up an account. So here we'll say we're in the United States, and you need to accept this agreement if you're going to use this device. So select that box, and I accepted it. And then here it talks about accepting the terms of privacy and authorization, and then to set up phone warnings, etc. So go to the App Store, search for FreeStyle Libre 2, and then make sure you download it and you have the most recent version. And then it asks you to create a new account, and this is where you need to enter your name and date of birth, etc. So we'll skip through this. And then once you've done that, it identifies your country, and then it asks you to select whether you want to monitor your meals by grams or servings if you choose to do so. I'll choose grams, and then select next. And that takes us to some safety information. It talks about what the readings would look like after you scan, the current glucose to glucose trend, etc. It outlines some ranges of what's within your target and what's below or above your target and what's critical, high or low. And then it explains that the arrows indicate the trend. And they suggest that you do a blood glucose test to compare and see how aligned it is. And it says do not take high doses of vitamin C, more than 500 milligrams per day, because this can falsely raise your sensor readings. And it also outlines some other things that can do the same thing. And then learn how to receive glucose signals and alarms. And then it talks about scanning. All you have to do is bring the top of your phone right up to the device and it'll scan your sensor. And And I have audio turned on, so alarms can pop up. I've got Bluetooth turned on, and it also sends messages while Do Not Disturb is on. So I allowed it to send me messages. And critical alerts. And it says, go ahead and apply that sensor. And then there's a little question mark there, how to apply a sensor. It shows you where the sites are, where they recommend you apply it. There are a number of people on the web who say you can apply it in other places, but at least to begin, I wanted to start with the right place. So first I washed it, and then I wiped it with alcohol, and then I took the applicator and connected the sensor to it, just like this. Then lifted the sensor out, and you can then see the sensor with a little needle sticking out. And applied that with pressure, and we'll show you that because it's unclear how much pressure we need to put on it. And without even realizing it, the sensor stuck and the applicator came off. And now here we are actually going to do what we read in the pamphlet. Here's the isopropyl alcohol. I've got 91%. So the first thing is to peel this cover off the sensor. And the sensor is buried down there. And then we unscrew the applicator. It put up a little bit of a fight, but then maybe I'm not doing it the right way. And that's what it looks like. Now we are going to put the applicator in there, and we've got a line up here. There's that line, with the little line there. Yep, that line there, and align that, and push it down. It clips in. And then when you pull it out, the sensor is attached to the end. Now that needle looked a little ominous when I first took a look at it, and I didn't know what to make of it. So then I got ready, and after the arm is cleaned with alcohol and it's dried, that applicator, yes, that needle looks a little ominous. So I'm curious how this is going to feel. Put it on there and push. Didn't feel a thing. Pull it out and it's attached. And the applicator is ready to be tossed. Now here's the cover that I'm going to put over the applicator so it doesn't accidentally rip off, or at least to reduce the chances of it accidentally ripping off. Now I'm not sure I'm doing this the right way, first time. If someone has other input, please share. Put that right on the applicator. And peeled more of the layer off. And I really don't feel anything with the sensor in. So that's a very positive thing. So now on to the mobile app. Once again, the warning about don't take more than 500 milligrams of vitamin C. And it says the sensor is ready at 9:24 p.m. and it'll take 60 minutes to calibrate. Some people have said that what this is the device adjusting and getting wet in the tissue, in the interstitial tissue, and adjusting itself. So we'll speed through this just a little bit. And then when it's ready, it says your sensor is ready to be used. And so we need to press that check glucose button, and it says it's ready to scan. So we move the top of the phone up against the sensor, and it takes a reading, and it says it's 132 milligrams per deciliter. Now notice that little add note at the bottom. You can add a note if you want to note exercise or dining or some specific things that have happened to help you understand changes in blood sugar with your activities. And here we are. So you can select food, rapid acting insulin if you took some, exercise, or you can go in and type in something. So this reading here at 9:45 was 3 hours after a low carb dinner, followed by 20 minutes on an elliptical. And done. And that's stored. After a few hours, you start to get a chart like this. So let's scan it again. This is a different time. So go ahead and push that button and put it against, and the reading's 127. This is 10:49. So you can see how after a meal, blood sugar spiked way too high, and then it came back down. So there are different views you can look at. On the left, there's a menu, and you can select daily patterns, time in target, low glucose events, average glucose, daily graphs, etc. So this is one of those views. And there's that menu again. And then it also gives you your average glucose here of 127 milligrams, which is not really great. All in all, it's been easy to put it on, and it seems to work very well. Thanks very much for watching.